In this video I'm going to be riding the trail from Princetown to Burrator. As it has been raining a lot in the recent weeks, the weather up on Dartmoor wasn't the best for this trail, but I did it nonetheless. As the name implies, we start at Princetown and then head over to Burrator and Burrator Reservoir. After coming out of Princetown, we start cycling up this long gravel road. Every now and again you might come across a drainage ditch. This makes the trail a little bit more fun on the uphill sections. Once we get to the fork in the road, we turn right down this really fun section of trail. This is where it starts to get more technical and more jumpy. This is by far my favourite section on the trail, as it's fast, fun, rocky and technical. After a few jumps and a flatter section, we get to a more bone-shaking technical section. Going down here was like a giant rock garden, which I found really fun as you were going downhill quite steep, so then you could continue your speed really easily. When you're riding this tough technical terrain, your tyre pressure makes a really big difference depending on how fast you go, or either it'll make you really slow. Some parts of the bridle way are rockier than other parts. This makes it really fun as you can pick up speed for the rockier sections on the flat sections, and then have a rest on the flatter sections, or pick up your speed on the flatter sections. As I was riding in a really wet and foggy day, some parts of the trail were slippier than others, which made it harder to ride, and I probably could have gone faster if it was not as wet. When you're riding this trail, you really want to pick the best days you can, otherwise you will get very wet and cold like me. When you're riding down here on a nice day, you'll get a really nice view down to the reservoir, and along here it'll be really nice and sunny, hopefully. Bearing in mind that this is a 2-kilometre downhill section, you will really want to enjoy the speed that you will get when riding it, and the fun. When it's really warm and sunny, I can imagine the amazing views that you will get down to the reservoir. As the trail is 22k long and does 600 metres of climbing, it's really good to test your fitness. And it is also good at practicing your skills. This makes it have the perfect mix of fun and fitness. You can now start to see the reservoir in the distance. It's really nice to see it when you're going down this trail, as when you look ahead you can see a really nice view. If it wasn't for the wet and foggy weather, this view would have been outstanding. When you go along this section, it starts flat and then gets more technical as you progress along the trail. Here is a mini jump which you can get some quite big air on depending on how fast you go down the hill. As with most of the downhill sections on this trail, they're quite rocky and fun. Although not all of the sections are really technical, some of them are a bit flatter than others, which makes a really fun ride and combines the best two things, speed and tech. When the sun started to come out, the views got a lot better and the fog went. As I wanted to see what was ahead, I continued. Because of the rain earlier, my brakes were a bit noisy, but they worked perfectly fine. We are now coming up to the part in the trail where you go along the road for a bit and then there's some uphill. Because the uphill was so long, it went on for what felt like hours and hours. After some flat sections and a bit more uphill, we can have our final downhill back to the car park. Now that's the trail done. Overall, I think the trail from Princetown to Burrator Reservoir is a really fun and enjoyable trail. There's a mix of some really fun downhill and some not too challenging but long slogs uphill. Thank you for watching this video. As always, in my map videos, the map that I used will be linked down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.